You guys gonna miss your daddy?
Yeah.
I am off to invisible grounds.
But is there any more climbing?
Don't know when to stop. Returning, it's not the way for me. Only a mile to go. Somewhere I belong.
I could do this all day.
I'll see it clearer now.
Will,
Hey!
what's up, dude?
Nothing.
Are you ready for the trip, man?
Yeah, I still have your XC Vent sticker on there.
There you go. Oh, look at you. What a support system. You excited, bro? Tell us.
Excited. Nice, come on. I'm doing great, Benjamin. Looking forward to this big trip. Get some beers on the bus. Have a good old time. Listen to some jokes from you, hopefully.
All right, so we're here in the parking lot of Alex's Bike Pro Shop. And we're just waiting here for the bus to come pick us up, and we gotta load up all the bikes and make our way up to North Carolina. It should probably be about 12 hours of driving, and we're all stoked. There's a lot of people here, and yeah, man.
Hey, Ben!
Are you guys stoked or what?
I got something for you.
Corny as fuck. Oh! I actually caught it! Are you guys excited? Yeah!
I was told that you belong on the riverside.
We're in Pisgah, man.
Looking far from being strong, turning from the tide.
Okay, so twice a year for the last 15 years or so, Dave Williams, Richard Butler, and now David Schmidt organize a bus trip with 25 local mountain bikers for a few hard-earned days in the mountains. On this particular adventure, we are going to North Carolina for some Pisgah, DuPont, and Kitsuma. I have never been mountain biking in North Carolina, so I was totally stoked, as was everyone else. The first stop took us to Pink Bed's parking lot in Pisgah, where you have popular trails like Bennett Gap, Avery Creek, and notorious Black Mountain.
Here I am. Chip, chip, cheerio. Oh, this is the way? This is the way. Whoa, we're starting out with some radness. Oh, snap.
Oh, no, not this way.
Why not?
That way. Wrong way. Let's wait and see what my GPS says.
As you can tell, there seems to be confusion already right after entering the first few hundred feet of the trail. From what I remember, the plan was to take Pink Beds to South Mills River and head south to Buckhorn Gap, bypass Upper Black Mountain's insane hike-a-bike, and head down Clawhammer Road. We then cut across on a fire road to Middle Black Mountain and finish with the Lower Black and just in time for lunch in the parking lot. I was totally wrong.
We don't know what we're doing, but now we know what we're doing, kind of. If that makes any sort of sense. What we did, Ben, is we made a decision. Whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't really matter. We're just going for it? I guess we're going to find out the hard way. It's a meadow. Slowing, 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 slowing.
Stopping.
If you fall, I'm gonna laugh.
I don't want to get that wet right now.
You're such a badass.
I'm unsure about wet shoes.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty sure by the end of this ride they're gonna be wet no matter what though.
So this is still
Go straight.
straight. Okay.
Into a fucking climb after that. That's epic.
So we've begun our journey. We've got the crew here. We got James in the front if you didn't see. And yeah, man, we're out here in the mountains of North Carolina. This is adventure right here.
Love it.
Got to cross these.
Good job, Dave Schmidt.
So far, we've had about five river crossings and a fallen tree, and now something else probably because we're all stopped here.
And the bridge crossing.
Perfect. That's my fave. 3.5 miles in, guys. We're killing it.
Then did a mile in the parking lot.
Oh, really? With your tire size and all that?
Yeah.
You don't think I've done that?
You're gonna make
crash.
it.
You're gonna make that,
Gonna
baby.
fall. Oh!
I told you.
Take a wet feet.
All right. The epic climbing has begun. I don't know how much we're climbing, but I believe it's a lot. So glad we're out of that.
Okay, so this stage just keeps getting better and better. So there was a route change without any of us knowing. Apparently these boys wanted a really epic day. The new route was to take Pink Beds to 476, which is a fire road, to a gravel road named Yellow Gap Road. Then we would ride down a few miles to the entrance of Pilot Rock. This is actually the exit of the descent of this trail.
Is that the qualifier, dude? Damn it, dude. Joe, get out of the way. You have to get set up for it. You can't just go for it.
See, he wasn't set up. Just like that.
You f***ed me up, Joe. You gonna try it? Which way are you gonna go? Right?
So we were climbing up a downhill, hence why we are walking. So we cut across an unknown trail connector to Pilot Cove to find a quick way up the Slide Rock connector to reach the top of Laurel Mountain, where we would eventually meet a local.
It's nice, yeah. And we didn't wait on everybody, guys. We've been doing the hike-a-bike thing, the hike-a-bike loop, for probably a good 40 minutes with like 45 degree incline with some tapering off like right here. So hopefully this is the summit. I'm never letting anyone else guide me anymore. We were pretty much there. We're almost at the crossing. Here we are.
Holy shit,
Now you gotta go right if you want to be doing the epic adventure these guys have planned for us.
Well, what do you want to do? Your call.
My call?
Are we all gonna go left? Are we all gonna go right?
Well, let me see trail forks. So this is what I'm gonna do.
There's not.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Pain in the ass.
I'm gonna take this
That way.
to here
Okay.
and run it across to this intersection.
Okay.
Come down. And,
all right.
and then
following
take
you.
South Mills and then to
So we're
Black
gonna go that
and then to Buckhorn. It's gonna be a lot of crossing, but that's what I'm doing. So if you guys want to come with me,
What's the end goal there? Black Mountain?
Black Mountain, yeah, it's gonna come up to Black Mountain. I need to take this helmet out. It's constricting my fucking brain.
Yeah,
Is that why we're lost?
Yeah,
Here's your helmet.
probably.
Hold on, an actual rider coming down trail?
Whoa. Where are you guys going?
This way.
We're trying to figure that out right now.
So this local told us the easiest way for us to get back to our bus in the least amount of time would be for us to take Laurel Mountain down, and then when it connects to Yellow Gap Road, we would make a right and take that all the way down back to 476 until we got to South Mills River, take that down until we got to Buckhorn Gap, and then when we got to Buckhorn Gap, instead of us doing the upper parts of Black Mountain, we would cut across Clawhammer, drop down until we got to Fire Road 5099 or something like that, and that will take us to pretty basically the middle Black Mountain Trail, which is what we should have done in the beginning, and that would drop us down to the parking lot.
We're going the fastest way back to the bus right now.
But is there any more climbing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're finally going downhill after 5 hours of fucking nothing, but up and it down. Finally. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Now we're flying, baby girl! Stopping, stopping! Dude, if somebody jumps this, that's fucking gnar.
That is gnarly if somebody can launch this.
Ah! Rocks here. Left the front. Left the front. Oh, gotta go to the left here. Pop down. These rocks! These rocks! Oh my god! These rocks!
Hey, ride her down. Slow it.
You know what happens in those squats?
So these are South Florida riders who I thought were going to do pretty good in the mountains today, but they're falling apart.
Whoa. that hike-a-bike was no joke.
Definitely was no joke. Glenn warned me about one of the hike-a-bikes, which we didn't take, but did not tell me about. I guess he never took this one. That one might be worse than what he told me. As everyone took off, I was still getting my gear on, so I was a little behind. I figured I'd catch them. Just a little bit later, I see Caleb and then Rob. Rob was stopped with major cramps.
Cramping?
Warren had turned around and found us eventually, and so we tried to figure out the game plan.
Oh, you did?
Caleb and Warren ended up making their way to the meeting spot at 476 where everyone should be waiting, while Rob and I decided to take Bradley Creek Trail, which was just behind us, to a parking lot, in effort to escape the climbing of Yellow Gap Road and eventually Black Mountain. Not too bad?
Oh my god, it's even worse. Why didn't we stay on the other side? What?
The further we went down the trail, the further we found out that there was no way we could make this trail happen. There was trees and river crossings, and they started getting bigger and bigger. And we found out through trail forks that there might be a chance that we will never be able to pass this one river if we ever get to it. So we decided to turn around.
And they're only gonna get bigger. That's what it says. It says there's a lot of logs down and the water might be impassable at some points. Still into this. And head back to the service road, and see if we can get someone to help us out. The way we came into this trail was going down this. Now we have to go up. Yeah, we made it. That wasn't too bad.
Eventually what happened was Caleb and Warren ended up finding us again because they could not make the climb up Yellow Gap Road to the meeting spot. So Caleb, Rob, and Warren ended up going the opposite direction to a parking lot that one of the locals that were driving on the road told us to do. But me being stubborn, I decided that I wanted to go on to 476. About 3 to 4 miles after leaving the others, I ran into a local who was asking if I was one of the South Florida people. He ended up giving me a ride to the main road so I wouldn't have to endure the long climb, being like 6 miles or so. So I was really happy I was able to bomb down, and that was awesome.
Go. Load up. Oh my goodness, you gave me a lot. Avery, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going home and I've already ate lunch.
Oh, this was great. Thanks, man. This is definitely was a lot more than I thought. It's always a lot more. Again, Avery, I appreciate it, man.
Welcome,
You're the man.
Good ride, man.
If you want to find out what happens to us, you can look up my YouTube channel, XC Ben, if you do that kind of stuff. Later, bro. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we're back on the road. This is probably 14 miles downhill. He was gonna drive me all the way down to where I guess I needed to go, but I just didn't want that to be, I didn't want to be that guy. This is all downhill. This is not bad. It's much easier than what I've, see right now I can't even talk, guys. I'm pretty beat up. This is a little more than what I bargained for today. I thought it was gonna be some big climbing, but today was way more than that. Way more. A lot of people ended up on the roads. I don't want to blame anybody. That is what it is. This is just what happened today. There's nothing we can do about that. So, just gonna take this road down. As much as everything else sucked, this is fun. I could do this all day. This is a blast. Avery's a saint. He came through with the treats. Made it back to the bus. Yeah, it's a bus. All right, so we made it back to the bus. As you can see, we're all here. The only people that aren't here are
Hey,
Caleb.
I'm not ready for that. I'm gonna shove it right up your ass. Give me 15 minutes. I swear to God, Ben.
Caleb,
Ben.
Warren,
Ben.
and
Epic ride today, Bobby.
Epic Ride.
Despite the challenges, it was a great ride.
Yeah, dude, the one for the books of the one of the most challenging
With the story.
with like 1% reward.
That's it. Yeah, whole climb.
I think the biggest reward was just getting to the bus.
That's it.
What do you say there, Frank?
I'm dead. By far the most challenging day on a bike.
Dude,
By far. There were times here where I had to dig so deep.
dug deep, huh? Yeah, they really pushed today.
There's only 2 of us here. We're working just as hard as we can work.
What'd you do to her?
No, I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to that guy's walking out.
This is what male pattern baldness looks like. It starts off as a peninsula surrounded by 3 bodies of skin.